Ukraine's government is calling up the country's military reserves. The prime minister says Ukraine is on the brink of disaster, while demonstrators rallied at the U.S. embassy pleading for American support. CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg continues our coverage from Kiev.
Ukraine says it is preparing to defend itself against Russia and has called for greater international support, a call it appears is being answered. And in the last few hours, the country's deputy prime minister, Vitaly Yerema, said Kiev is considering closing its border with Russia. Ukraine's new parliament met on Sunday morning in an emergency session behind closed doors. Lawmakers hoped to formulate a strategic response to a Russian vote the previous night authorizing more Russian boots on Ukraine's side of the border.
We are on the brink of the disaster. There was no any reason for the Russian Federation to invade Ukraine.
Outside the American embassy in Kiev, protesters gathered to urge Washington to do more.
We need you to protect us. We had nuclear arsenal, but we gave it back because of your guarantees. So do what you promised.
It's a sentiment largely echoed outside of the Russian embassy on Sunday as well.
We don't want any bloodshed. We don't want the Russian army in Ukraine. We don't want to see the start of World War III.
In Kiev's central Independence Square, the Maidan, lawmakers rallied support following the announcement.
I am sure that all of us have to do what they can to mobilize, to get mobilized around an idea: free Ukraine.
Now in their fourth month of demonstrations, organizers here say their protests will continue, but add they'll support the government during this crisis for the sake of Ukraine's integrity. And all of this dates back to a memorandum signed in the 1990s in which Russia, Britain, and the U.S. agreed to protect the territorial integrity of Ukraine. Protesters say that's why they want these countries to act, and the Ukrainian government has urged the U.S. and the U.K. to do all they can to ensure Ukraine's security. Roee Ruttenberg, CCTV in Kiev.